I love you. Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people. Thank you for coming into the couch. Coming in through the door and sitting on the couch.
Right through
That's what you should
couch.
Do. Yeah, you just bursting through our couch and just destroying all of our furniture, you fuckers.
All the potatoes we've been cooking under the cushions, they just burst out.
You say we've been cooking. You're the one who's eating all the potatoes. I'm enjoying them being here and giving us their ear.
Hey, you know what? I let you do that part first, okay? So, I don't know what you're complaining about. We got an overpopulation of potatoes, people, okay?
We could have more. We could always have more.
We could always have more, but we're going to make less.
I think the metaphor is getting confusing for me. And that's mainly because I am not a normal Earthling. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leone, and I guess potatoes are back. We haven't made that joke in a while. But welcome, Couch Potatoes, to Green and Faceless on the Couch. This is a podcast about movies and TV. This is our second recording today. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Because
we're a little tired. We had a holiday. We have the day off, and we're like, let's get some shit done. And I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. I also am low energy, so it's gonna be one of those episodes again where it's just like, it's like, let's do it. But I'm not gonna be furious. I'm not gonna be fast. I'm just gonna be calm.
No, I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna accept my fate and just be calm.
He did it. He did it. He dropped the name.
I did. The Fate of the Furious.
And how they drop it in the movie itself is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So let's just fucking get into it immediately. So we have a new director. James Wan didn't come back. Justin Lin didn't come back. They're both still going for this one. We have F. Gary Gray. Yeah, he did Friday way back in the day. I love that movie. It's a great one. He did Straight Outta Compton, which is, again, another pretty good film. And then he also did MIB International. And I did not like MIB International. That was not for me, dog. I watched it with a friend, and for the experience, it was good. We had a good time. It was a good theater experience because we both weren't really into it, so we were both just chatting and, laughing at it.
Right.
So, it did its job in that we were entertained, but not for the right reasons.
Right. I feel like for that particular movie, it was very much the producers had too much control kind of situation.
Yeah. It's like, we want you to tell a specific story, and that's that. But we still have Chris Morgan coming back to write, and I don't think F. Gary Gray does a bad job. The directing's good. I'm not going to shit on Chris Morgan either. The script is good. He still delivers that Fast and Furious script where it's, it's over the top and ridiculous, and the actors know exactly how to deliver what they need to deliver. But we've caught up to where I started watching these in theater. The first 7 had come out before I was interested in watching them in theater. So number 8 was the first one that I journeyed to the theater to watch. And I remember watching it and being like, I'm not grasping it. It's not getting, it's not entertaining me. It's not captivating me like the last one especially. But everybody else in the theater is laughing and going oh shit, oh my God. Everybody's having a good time. And I'm like, okay, so maybe the theater experience is just not good for me in a Fast and Furious movie. Maybe I need to watch this on the couch. So rewatching it on the couch this time around, I felt the exact same way. It was, it's still good. It's still good. Yeah. It's still fun.
If you're going to compare all the Fast movies together, it is definitely one of the good ones. But it is not Furious 7. Dear God, that was a good movie.
and I think that's what hurts this one, is that it comes right after, the epitome of what a Fast and Furious movie can be. So it's it's trying to live up to that and at the same time outdo that, because that's what Fast and Furious is all about, is outdoing their predecessor.
Right.
So I don't know, and you get the whole family back. You get everybody. You even get Elena Pataki or Elsa Pataki back from the 5th one or whatever she was in.
Yes, so she was actually in Furious 6. I don't think she was in Furious 7. No, she was in Furious 7 because she talked to Hobbs She was in both. Yeah, she's been in every movie since. But the one that her role in the 6th movie, super small. And in the 7th movie, she visits Hobbs at the hospital, like right before the attack from Shaw.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
not at the hospital, at the office. He's working. She's working for him again. Anyways,
gotcha. Yeah, I don't remember seeing her. So it's like, for me, this is again the one where it's like I see her again, and maybe it's just because she has more of a speaking role here. Sure. She's actually in this one, whereas in the other one she just kind of pops up and makes cameos.
Yeah. I think in the last one, too, she had really short cropped hair.
Gotcha. It's just more compelling what she's here for in this one.
Yes.
You know, she has more of a plot central role, whereas in the 6 and 7, she just, as you said, there for like a cameo appearance, and that's about it. So it's nice that she comes back. You know, you get Kurt Russell back. Natalie Emmanuel is part of the family. She is back. And she has, again, another great... they do some pretty good stuff with her character, even if she is just kind of like demoted to tech wizard.
Right. Yeah. Her and Tej get to be tech wizards, but Tej can also drive
and deliver plenty of one-liners. Like Natalie gets a few one-liners, but Tej gets more than her. So like, you know, she is still lower on the ladder in the family hierarchy. I mean, everybody's back. You know, you get the whole Fast and Furious family, but it's just, I feel like it's just the Charlize Theron. I love Charlize Theron, but like I feel like her as the villain after the last 2 villains we've had, just kind of a little bit of a step back.
Because she's supposed to be like, apparently Shaw was working for her, so she's like the deep background lady. This not being Deckard, but Owen or whatever.
Yeah, the Luke Evans one.
Yeah.
It's just constantly trying to overwrite who the deep bad is.
Yeah.
And we've hit Charlize Theron, and she's just kind of crazy. She is another tech wizard. She's like...
I was like, I don't know, like so far, the villains have not been just straight up evil like she is. And it's like the first time that they have a female lead villain and they went super evil. And I feel like that is a bit of a tropey thing to do.
That's her character. That is exactly what you just said. She is just a trope. Her whole character just feels like a trope.
I think she does it well, but just because it's a trope, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, she doesn't supersede those limitations. Like she is definitely an amazing actor. Like I fucking love Charlize Theron, and I was excited for her to be the villain because I remember when I was going to the theater, I was like, "This is gonna be great. Here we go." And then, it kind of felt like they kind of shoehorned her into a role that she could have done so much more to if they had just let her. Right. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she was given a lot of free reign and that's where she went. But that's just how I've read it. That's how I read it when I watched this. And her introduction even... So like, let's just start with the film because it opens up with this hilarious folk hero opening for Dom Toretto. Right. Like, I don't remember where they're at.
Cuba. They're in Havana.
Cuba. That's right. Havana. Exactly. Yeah. And he's helping his cousin out because his cousin's about to lose his car to this one guy there who is a big street name. Like
he's some kind of like loan shark or something like that.
Something like that. He has he's got that little shark tooth necklace.
Right. And he only accept loans from people that he knows won't be able to pay him back. He's not a good guy.
No, but they use him like he's a good guy. He comes back like, I'm helping you out.
Raldo was his name, and he's played by Celestino Corniella. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I tried.
But it ends up boiling down to this hilarious, like, it makes Dom Toretto a folk hero. Like, he's a huge legend because he races this absolute shit car against the fastest car in Cuba. And I won't spoil it because it's a very hilarious and awesome race. But like, you know, at the end of the race, everybody in Cuba has earned Dom Toretto's respect. And he's just like, they're like, yeah, you are the man. You are the shit. You are Dom Toretto. And then he, you know, kind of like smash cuts to him and like Letty celebrating. And then afterwards, the next day or whatever, Dom's walking down the street. And he comes across this woman who is like needs help fixing her car, and he starts talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I know who you are, Dom." And he was like, "Oh fuck, I'm being caged. What's going on? Oh no, I'm cornered." And she's like, I've done everything. You know, I stopped this business from being open today, and I blocked this street, and I did this so that you would have to come down this very sidewalk and meet me, because this is your fate, Dom Toretto. I am this evil villain mastermind.
This is the fate of your team, and it is kind of revenge, kind of just me being an ass.
Yeah, it's just me being a villain. And it's just dumb. Like, everything that she says that she put in place to make sure he walked that, you know, that very way. Well, at the same time, like, it's not like you grabbed his attention. You're just working on your car. He could have just walked past if he was having a bad day and didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, but then she could have done it tomorrow, and then that would have been suspicious, though. I'd been like,
then he would have had to talk to her.
Yeah,
it's just, it's all stupid, and then they kind of leave it at a cliffhanger intro with her, where it's just like she recruits him for something.
Yeah, she shows him something, but we don't get to see it.
Yeah, then he gathers the family for something that Kurt Russell needs. Is it Kurt Russell, or is it
Yes, it is. No. It's Hobbs, because Hobbs is at his daughter's soccer game, and they're really getting into how much of a dad he wants to be, and he's the head coach, and they do this war dance at the beginning of the game. Yeah. One of the girls on the other team is like, I don't want to play anymore. And I did think that was cute and funny.
Yeah, just runs the fuck off.
Yeah.
I love that.
And so he gets approached by one of the government dudes and has to go to work. But he's getting asked to do a thing that's illegal as well. Yeah. So if he fucks it up, he goes to jail.
Yeah, and Kurt Russell can't help him out of it. It's a big thing. But yeah, they do a big job. It smash cuts. You know, you get the family together and they cut to Berlin, I think, or wherever they're at. But they do this big job, and at the end of the job, they collect like a nuclear code or nukes or something. You know, it's something big and bad.
It's a electronic pulse, whatever.
EMP. A big MacGuffin. They get a big MacGuffin weapon, and Dom turns on them and steals the weapon, and they're like, oh, fuck, what? Like our leader, our daddy, he's gonna turn on us like this?
Turned on us. In the most counter to what the character is moment on cinema, I feel like. Like, I was like, really? You really think? I mean, I think like the way that they play it later on, it kind of works.
Yeah.
But I think I want to keep that for the audience to find out if they go see the movie, because it's worth watching, I'd say. It's just not as good as the seventh.
I mean, it's not as good as a lot of them, I'd still say. Like, it's in the middle ground for me. Like, right. I would put it like smack dab right in the middle of where all the other films are.
That's fair. And it's the medium.
Yeah, but like how they try to pull it off. Like, it seems like they had a good concept. It's like, well, we want this, you know, we got to outdo the last film. So what can be more insane than the last film? Well, what if Dom turns on the family? And it's like, oh, that's an interesting idea. How can we pull that off? And how they pull it off, like the reason for it makes sense and it's good. Yeah. How they get there just feels clunky as fuck. And it's just like,
because they're trying to do like, oh, what's actually going on?
Yeah. Like, has he actually flipped? You know, him and Charlize have this little moment where she kisses him and it's just like, oh no, you know, does he actually feel this way for her? Yeah. Like, has she brainwashed him? Like, what's happening? And even in that scene, though, it's funny because when they kiss, and then Charlize leaves, and then, like, Vin tries to pull off this, like, really sad puppy dog look to Letty, and it's so funny.
Yeah. I don't think he had...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think he had as many silly faces in this movie as he did the last one, but there's some good ones.
Yeah, when they happen, they're fucking phenomenal, and that one just had me laughing nonstop. It was so funny. But because Dom has turned, the other big twist in this film is they bring in Deckard Shaw to work with the family.
Right.
Because as Kurt Russell says, only two people have ever located Dominic Toretto, and that is Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Even though the government has many times located Dominic Toretto and even put him in prison once. Like,
yeah.
He's probably not that hard of a man to find. I know he's got a shit ton of money, but...
You know, if you hear about somebody doing outlandish things with cars, it's, you know, you got maybe like
right,
a 70% chance it's him.
Yeah, and it's the whole concept of, like, you know, if Batman, if the Justice League were to have to take on, like, Superman, I think, actually,
right.
Not Batman, but, like, Superman.
Yeah.
It's so funny to watch the whole family just try to figure out, oh no, now we gotta take on Dom. How do we do this?
Dude, that scene with the grappling hooks where they just got his car, like, and then the car just starts revving and revving and revving, and the tires are on fire, and one of them's like, that's gotta be, I'm like 9,000 or something horsepower or something. And I'm like, where's your scanner? Where's your DBZ scanner? Tell me how much power he has.
They were like 100% just going for that reference. It was so funny. That is a great moment too, because it's just funny. It's hilarious to watch them try to take on Dom, and how much, like, amazing superpower they give to Dom to, like, take on his whole family. It does stretch the imagination, but it milks enough of it that you still have a good time watching it. You can still enjoy it. But let me try to think about the things that I want to talk about still, because there's I feel like there's a lot to talk about, but at the same time there's not much to talk about with 8, because it's just...
I was thinking the same thing. Like, there's a lot of the movie that is intrigue based, so I don't really want to spoil it for the potential watcher, because like I said, if you do want to see Dom Toretto face off against his team, there's some fun, cool things that happen in the movie. Yeah, it's worth watching.
Yeah, but, like, as you said, I don't want to spoil things, so it's like, then it just kind of becomes, what's the big events that this film's known for? And honestly, that's my next problem with this movie, is it tries to do a lot of those big events. Like, the last one had quite a few hilarious, awesome, over-the-top action scenes, but it was fun how they set it up. This one just kind of seemed like, all right, what's the next crazy thing we can do? Okay, what's the next crazy thing we can do?
Right.
You know, it's like a lot of this movie is focused on technological, like, it's the hacker villain. You know, she has a lot of technology at her command. So, you know, you get zombie cars. You get cars that are just driving across the street, and she gets this entire, God. Like, she gets, like, every car in this city to be a vehicle at her command and disposal. And it's just, it's insane. Like, you're watching it, and, like, it's over the top and ridiculous, but I'm not, like, wowed by it. I'm just like, this looks stupid. Like,
okay, though, when it started raining cars, that was when I was like, what? What is going on? And it just kept on happening.
And you know, there's some people that, like, not all of those are being driven without a driver. Right. Some of them actually have somebody in the car. So you're just like, oh my God, what's going on here?
And, you know, like, for me, I had to wonder how much of it is CGI and how much of it is them just wanting to drop cars into the street, because some of that shit looked really good. And I'm like, fuck. And Sarah's like, you gotta talk about this. And I'm like, I don't know what to say about it. It was just, it was ridiculous. I thought it was an interesting part of the movie, but it did go on for a really long time.
Yeah. And when you see all the cars running down the street like that, and it's just like, you know, the one car at the front is our hero or whoever, and then they're trying to get away from all the zombie cars. I don't care. Like, I've seen this. This is done. This is done everywhere. This is not cars jumping across the towers in Abu Dhabi.
Right. What's that Shia LaBeouf movie where he's like
Poles?
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Is it not? Which one are you talking about? I don't know.
So there's like it's almost like the God's Eye. But he's running away from the government.
Eagle Eye or something.
Eagle Eye. Yeah. It might even be.
I don't know.
No, it's probably not Eagle Eye, but it's I think
Eagle's Eye.
I don't remember. I think maybe the technology was called something and the title was something else. So I don't know.
But it is very similar to that, where it's just, I mean, again, that is another, the God's Eye is another aspect of this movie.
Right.
Where they're trying to use that to translocate people, but, you know, Charlize Theron's villain is always 2 steps ahead of everybody, so she's always on top of it.
Yes.
The other big action scenes, there is all the cars driving on ice, which is kind of funny. There's a submarine. It's interesting.
The submarine part was fun, I would say.
Yeah.
But there's definitely less stunt work and more computer work in that scene.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know, that's fine. It makes good scenes. I liked some of the vehicles they were driving. They were fun. Like the
Tyrese Gibson and his Lamborghini on ice.
Yeah, Lamborghini on ice. And he goes into the ice too.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Why are they all shooting at me? Well, you're the one in an orange Lamborghini.
You're an easy target. Good. We told you it was a bad idea.
You know, that's another thing. I just remembered too that there's a running joke throughout this film that they don't tell Roman Pierce, Tyrese Gibson, they don't tell him the plans. And it's so that when the plan is going on, they can spoon feed the exposition to the audience what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that, you know, it annoys me as a, on the filmmaking side of things, it's very kind of lazy storytelling.
Sure.
But in regards to how most movies do that, where it's they'll set up the plan and then they'll show everybody doing it as they're explaining in a narrative form.
The heist scenes, yeah.
Yeah, the heist way to do it. This was more enjoyable because this, you know, it made sense because I don't know if you would tell Roman Pierce the fucking plan beforehand because this kind of ruined things.
Yeah, because he gets scared and hesitant. Roman Pierce, anyways, not necessarily Tyrese. Tyrese could be a brave soldier for all we know.
Yeah, but Roman is much better on the reactionary mind than on the the give me the plan and make sure I dodge out of the way of a wrecking ball.
Right. So just don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Oh, and then the final I mean, there's a lot of crazy action scenes, but the final crazy action scene that I wanted to mention was Jason Statham's murderous rampage on an airplane while carrying a baby.
Yes.
Oh my god, that scene is fucking phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I love it. It's
cute and dark at the same time because, you know, he's just killing everybody. And but he's being really cute with the baby. And it starts off with him putting these noise-canceling headphones on the baby so the baby doesn't get too scared. And it's playing, oh shit, I forget what the song was, but when it started, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's what it's playing.
Yeah.
So it's really funny because every once in a while I would cut back to the music, and that was a really fun scene. Yeah,
it's a great use of Deckard Shaw because you know they're trying really hard to make him not really a villain, but more of an anti-hero.
I feel like though his change was rougher than say Hobbs's change. Because Hobbs, I feel like it was more gradual to him being like this hardcore spitting military guy to being a daddy. And this is literally in this movie that this switch happens. Because there's a scene earlier, what we already mentioned that Hobbs goes to prison at some point. So there's a scene earlier where they both are escaping, not intentionally for Hobbs. Hobbs tries to actually stay, but the guards won't stop attacking him. Yeah. And he's not going to let them beat him up because he's The Rock. And so anyway, it's that sequence, honestly, I thought was a really good sequence. And I just kind of want to watch them in a prison movie, to be perfectly frank. I think that would be pretty fun.
Well, that's kind of the thing is I really enjoy Hobbs and Shaw, or, you know, Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham's chemistry together. They play off each other really well in that they're like the buddies who just attack each other.
Right. Definitely.
They're both trying to be the better one in the fight or whatever, but at the same time they're just like, oh, nice punch. Yeah, you did a good job there.
But at this point in the movie, they literally hate each other. At this point in the movie, they literally hate each other. And then you get to the end where they're pretty cool with each other, and there's that baby scene. In the middle, the only thing that happens to make that switch happen is literally Hobbs walking up to him and saying, "Oh, I noticed that you got this like highest medal that your government awards. You must actually be a decent human being." And then Hobbs cracks a joke and everything's fine. I mean, Shaw cracks a joke and everything's fine.
It's a little more than that. It's still very abrupt and like kind of like a 180. It's like, hey, don't forget this guy killed Han, but no, he's part of the family now.
Right. It is a hard switch. Yeah, I feel like there was at least 2 more scenes to make that happen, or maybe the next movie even. I mean, I think there's a good reason how they got him to agree to do that last scene in the movie. I don't want to give away anything. There's a very good reason why that part worked, but it's just the making him a cutesy character. He's such a badass in 7 that it really, if that scene would have happened in 7 with the baby, it would make no sense at all. Absolutely no sense.
No. It definitely, it's just like that nice moment though where the villain, you get to see a little soft side of the villain. You're just like, oh, there is a cute guy under here. Like, under all the murderous rampage and headshots.
Yeah.
They do also bring back Luke Evans too, his brother, brother Shaw, Willie Shaw, whatever his name is, Wayne, Drew Shaw.
Owen? I don't know. I don't remember. Excuse me.
Yeah, he gets to come back and have a little moment. He doesn't get too much of a moment, but it's there, and it's a fun callback, I guess. But again, it's like the Shaws have killed members of the family.
Yeah.
And yet they're just like, forgive and forget. We can.
Yeah. I mean, they do mention God an awful lot in this series. So, I mean, there's definitely some background Christian vibes. But, yeah, it's just too quick. The forgiveness is... They Vegeta'd them too quickly.
Yeah, that's really it. They needed a couple more seasons, a few more villains. But I think, honestly, I'm ready for closing statement if you are.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I see. It sounds like I wouldn't rate it that highly given how I've been talking about it, but I still give it 3 stars. It is still a fun film. It's still enjoyable. It's a better Fast and Furious film, but like I don't know. I don't like Charlize Theron's villain too much, and then I kind of get the kind of, I can't remember what they do to her character at the end, but because she's still, I might have to delete this, but they don't kill her, right?
Honestly, dude, I'm right there with you. I don't know.
Well, as long as they didn't kill her, I wouldn't put it past the franchise to try to incorporate her into the family in the next few movies.
She's too out there. That just would not work.
Exactly. But that's the thing is like they'll just do exactly what they've done with Jason Statham in this film, where they'll just shoehorn a few exposition scenes that make you think, oh, this character's more of an anti-hero. They didn't want to destroy the world. She just wanted to control it because people were stupid. I didn't vibe with this one. And I was really hoping it was just because of the theater experience that everybody else was going crazy for all the action scenes. And I wasn't feeling it. I was hoping I would like it more on the couch. I did not, but I still give it 3 stars because it still has fun moments. Yeah. And the family is still good and enjoyable. And there's one kind of like sad and unnecessary shoehorn, like they don't know what to do with Dom because they're just like, oh man, how do we fight Dom? And it's like, oh, Brian would know what to do. And it's like, no, we don't bring Brian and his family into this anymore. They're out. Yeah. And like, it's a nice, like, we're not like them solidifying that they're not going to go there. Right. They're not going to, they've given Brian a happy ending. They're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. And I appreciate that, but I think the ending part that they do with that was more of an honorific, and that was nice. I won't give it away. But I think it's pretty obvious when you watch the movie what happens, but I'll leave it up because we didn't talk about that at all, which I think we shouldn't have. But
that's how I feel about it. It's just it's still good, but it's not one of my like top tier or like top 3 favorite Fast and Furious films. Right. It's the downslope from it's the falling action from Furious 7.
Yeah, this movie was okay. I'm in the exact same boat with you. I'm still much more along the ride, for the ride that is, because of Furious 7. So for that reason, I think that my acceptance of what's going on in this movie is a little bit easier, but I definitely recognize that it's a touchdown from 7 for some reason. I don't know. Is it the lack of Paul Walker? I don't know. I never really thought that he added... Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed his presence in the film, but I never really felt the franchise was about him, except for in those early parts. So, I don't know. And it could also be all the performers that are they're happy to be back together, but their family, their real people family, is a little broken. So maybe we're feeling that a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
I am excited, though, still to watch F9. I am. So this movie gets a full face, and we're going to go fast for you guys one more time. What do you think we're going to do after that? Oh, yeah, actually 2 more times. You're right. Fast 9 is
we can't forget Hobbs and Shaw.
We're going to do Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw is next. And it's the keyboard, the computer key.
And then it's
F9.
And then it's Function 9, which on my computer fast forwards.
Mine does not have an alternate use. It is just a blank key.
So you could program it to do something.
Why would I do that with this franchise? They got to program it themselves.
That's right. This better give me NOS, damn it. Oh, it is. Mine's fast forward, so that works. Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, NOS. There you go.
All right, well, we'll see you guys for Hobbs and Shaw. I think that's been our show, right?
Yeah, if you wanna give us ideas on what to do for our next playlist, you can go down to patreon.com/greenandfaceless, and you can look at our tiers. You can join, become a true couch potato. We'll always do this for free, of course, but it's nice if you want to help us out and you feel like you can, by all means. Or you can even just go and leave a comment. I don't remember all the websites they can leave a comment on, but...
Yeah, you could leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and we can check those out. If you want to leave comments there, that's cool. We also got a Facebook page and an Instagram account that's under FictionWorks19. Mm-hmm. I try to keep up on those best I can. Sometimes it takes me a little while to respond, and I apologize for that, but I'm trying to be better. And then we also have our own website with Podbean. And I can't remember what that is off the top of my head. Maybe I'll drop a blurb or something. fictionworks19.podbean.com.
And so it'd just be lovely if you have an idea of what playlist we should do, or if you want to give us recommendations, you can always go there. But next we might go back to James Bond. I don't know about that, but we might, and maybe Disney later on.
Yeah, you think you want to do something other than Disney? You're not quite ready to jump back into Disney?
I think we can be, but we also, after Halloween, we still got November-ish times, and I feel like Disney might be a nice, happy little winter return.
Yeah.
So maybe something in between.
Can be tough. It's nice to have light movies to return to. I appreciate that thought.
Well, so yeah, we'll figure it out, and we'll be gabbing back at you later on. Well, I mean, this Thursday we'll be back at you, but next time who knows what we'll be doing.
Who the fuck knows?
Oh, wait, we'll be doing Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, yeah, next time we'll be doing Hobbs and Shaw. All right, well, I've been the Faceless Leon.
And I am the Green Traveler.
Safe travels, and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. If you like the show, please show your support by rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you might listen. We also now have a Patreon account. If you feel so inclined to support us in a financial manner, please become a patron by visiting patreon.com/greenandfaceless. You can also find more information about us on our Facebook account or on the FictionWorks 19 Instagram account. Thank you so much for listening.